And we call EB. Okay. Hello, guys. How you guys doing? All right. Hello. Um, there is some questions that are being asked, and I mean it's a good question to be asked. I think so. Um, Now I want to make a point on why I don't think Donald Trump will succeed getting Greenland. Okay. Um, because the thing is, a lot of people in Greenland, they're terrified. Okay, they are very. I mean, like fucking terrified right now. So, and we gotta say, look, we get it. We understand that. Look, they're terrified. We get it. We know because what happened in Venezuela, right? Okay, well, now the thing is, here's why I think the capture of Maduro was a good thing and also partially a bad thing. Bad idea. Okay. Now, Venezuela has a huge, and I mean landfill of oil. Okay. And so I've been reading articles left and right, kind of want to get that info in my mind here. So I've been looking at ground news and other places like that. And there's so many questions we all have. Is like, okay, they captured Maduro, okay, and what for? Because he's a dictator. He needed to be captured, right? Him and his wife were captured. Okay, the people of Venezuela are all happy, all glad he's gone because he had a huge stranglehold on the country, and he lost election. He refused to cede the defeat. He said, "Fuck it, I ain't going nowhere." So he's a socialist. Socialism is where the government controls everything: medicine, food, everything, every fucking thing. Okay, so then you have people in Florida who are celebrating, who are Venezuelan, happy as hell because most of Florida is full of Cubans and Venezuelans, and they're happy. But also, you have people in Cuba, right? In Cuba, they're the leader, the president of Cuba is pissed off. Like he's afraid that Cuba's next, right? Oh my! I don't blame the guy. There's been an embargo on Cuba since 1959. 67 years, 66, 60, was it 67 years? And so Venezuela is holding onto a huge thing of oil. Okay. Now, after all that was said and done, Trump's goal is Greenland. Greenland. This is I'll be honest, with you guys, folks. I will be honest here. Okay, I will be honest here. Okay, Greenland. Look, bad idea. Bad idea. I know we have some bases on Greenland, some bases, just some, and we have a consulate. Okay, now Denmark, France, the EU, they're watching. They're watching, and they're ready. They're all ready. They are ready to look. People are starting to see Trump for what he is. Okay, people are starting to see Trump for who he really is. Thank God. Okay. Now, he said we're going to take Greenland whether they like it or not. I just got one question for the president. Are you fucking stupid, man? Are you fucking stupid, dude? Look, you will not succeed getting Greenland, okay? Because the Daily Mail, the Daily Mail, the story. Military leaders of all five branches are saying, "Fuck no, we ain't doing it. We're not doing it." Because the thing is, let's go back to 1989, right? 89. Manuel Noriega is deciding to say, "Well, I'm done with this U.S. bullshit. I'm done playing ball." Okay. George H.W. Bush, President Bush 41. Okay, Bush 41. He's getting pissed because Noriega refuses to play ball. Don't blame the guy. Don't blame Noriega. They went in to capture the guy. Now, here's the reason why they want to really go get him. And here's the story. Noriega is doing some drug running. Not true. Not true. The whole drug thing, it's a ruse. It's bullshit. The reason they really want to get his ass is because Manuel Noriega refuses to play ball with us in the CIA. And he a month later says, "I'm done. I ain't playing no more. I am not going to follow their script. Fuck them. I'm done." When you say that, well, we're sorry you feel that way. Then what happens? They send in the CIA to start their shit as they did in 1953. Everything they planned. Because if no world leader wants to play ball with us, we're either going to capture you or kill you. See, that's happened ever since the 1930s, okay? The 1930s and 40s. That's when it all began. They've done regime changes after regime changes after that, right? Now the thing is, if you're a world leader who was voted in by the people, democratically by the people, you are a threat to the United States, to the UK, to the West, and the Five Eyes. You're a threat. 1960, Patrice Lumumba, the president of the Congo, him and the prime minister were captured by Belgian troops with the help of our CIA. Because Eisenhower says Patrice Lumumba is a threat to national security and our way of life. Why? Why? So what happens is they assassinate Patrice Lumumba and his prime minister. After they assassinated them both, they chop them up in pieces and boil them, put them in a vase of dissolvent. Couldn't find them, but they found his tooth. They found his tooth. Why did they kill a guy who was democratically elected by the people of the Congo? Right? So it's about resources. It's about what the other country has that they want to go in there and take. Donald Trump wants to go into Venezuela and take the oil. For who? The oil barons. The oil barons, right? The oil and gas barons, right? Sure. Because I get along with everybody. I get along with everybody. Yeah, you get along with them. Why? So the thing is, now his goal since day one was to get his hands on Greenland. Okay, Greenland. What's so special about Greenland? Right? The people of Iceland say, we don't want to be Americans. We want to be Icelanders, Greenlanders. That's it. Just leave us alone. And Denmark had a ship land there on Greenland 500 years ago. He said, just because they have a boat there 500 years ago doesn't mean they control it. No, no. Denmark doesn't run or control Greenland, but there's Danish people that do live on Greenland. Some Danish that do live on Greenland. He said, whether they like it or not, we're gonna take Greenland. There's a big pushback. According to the Daily Mail, the military leaders are saying, "Fuck you, Orange Man. We ain't doing this shit." Okay, let's see here. Let's see here. Greenland. Okay. Republican introduced a bill seeking to make Greenland the 51st state. Greenland rejects U.S. takeover under any circumstance, government says. EU may need 100,000 strong armies to defend, since defense commissioner. Completely delusional. Trump's Greenland mining dreams clash with reality. Rutte avoids Trump's threats and claims NATO is on the right track to protect Greenland from China and Russia. China says U.S. shouldn't use other countries as pretext to pursue its interest in Greenland. Caroline Levitt says Trump has no timeline on acquiring Greenland. UK and Germany discusses NATO forces in Greenland to calm U.S. threats, Bloomberg News reports. Germany's Merz expects U.S. participation in Greenland's. German Chancellor wants to prevent a NATO rupture by portraying Trump's security concerns regarding Greenland as illegitimate. Look, people are pissed off, man. Like, dude, Trump is way. Look, Trump is in way over his fucking head, man. In Berlin, German Chancellor Friedrich Merz has said he shares U.S. President Trump's concern about Greenland's security and expressed his hopes that a mutual acceptable solution can be found within NATO. Trump hates NATO. Merz comment comments come as European leaders scramble to convince Trump to back away from his claim on Greenland, a semi-autonomous territory of Denmark, a NATO member. Merz's strategy is to try to keep NATO together by portraying Greenland's security as a matter of alliance to handle in a cooperation with the United States. We are indeed discussing Greenland within NATO. Merz told reporters during a trip to India on Monday. We share American concerns that this part of Denmark needed to be better protected. I hope that we'll reach a mutual accept solution with NATO. How about make Greenland part of NATO to protect the island? Because look, Trump thinks he's gonna acquire NATO about Greenland. Let me tell you why he's not. Greenland has been protected for the last 500 years. Okay, NATO will protect Greenland. Okay, there's some countries within NATO that will step up to Trump and say, "Look, dude, you're in way over your head." Okay, there are countries that will band together and look. We are not the world's police. Okay, we are not the world's police. Okay, we've become the world's bully. Okay, our government here in the United States has become the world's bully. Okay, okay, the global bully. Why? Because we have corporations in the oil and gas industry, the military industrial complex, and you have the CIA, right? When any corporation has an idea and they target a certain area on the globe, okay, on the map, they don't care who they hurt, they don't care who they kill off, they don't care who they make disappear as long as they have that goal, okay? For example, Asheville, North Carolina, Hurricane Helene, 2024, okay? BlackRock and Vanguard own a company that just got mining rights. And who gave them mining rights? Governor gave this company mining rights for what? Lithium and cobalt, right? There you go. Now, governor says, we're not going to rebuild Asheville. Motherfucker, over 3,000 people are dead, man, because of this hurricane, dude. They're probably still finding bodies, man, while rebuilding, dude. Because look, if the people rebuild, if the people start to rebuild themselves, look, politicians love control. Okay, politicians do love control, whether it's local, state, or federal. Okay, that's the thing. They lie to you about why they're really running for office. Okay, they lie to you. They do not give a fuck about you. Okay, Greenland will be protected. Okay, Donald Trump, you need to back the fuck off, man. Even the MAGA movement is distancing themselves from him. Because the guy is a fucking loose cannon, okay? The guy is doing business for himself and the oil and gas barons, okay? That's what he's doing for, all right? So the thing is, this motherfucker thinks he can take Greenland, okay? Denmark, territory. Look, Greenland is a territory that is protected by Denmark. Okay, Denmark, the land of chocolate, wooden shoes, and blonde chocolate titties. Nice. Now, the thing is, let's all think here. Okay. Now we're hearing about DEWs in Venezuela. Holy shit. DEWs. I haven't talked about this shit in a long fucking time. In a long goddamn time. Direct energy weapons. Oh, man. I have not talked about this in a long goddamn time. Direct energy weapons, folks. Holy shit. Direct energy weapons are being used on targeted individuals. Yes, it's being used by targeted individuals. Okay? This is fucking nuts. Absolutely fucking nuts, man. And the question has been asked is direct energy weapons are being used on the people of Venezuela? I mean, like, Maduro's gone. He's held up. Trump wants to control the oil in Venezuela. Now you hear about anybody who helped with the capture of Maduro. You're done. Wow. Like, whose idea was this shit? Anybody who helped have Maduro captured, now they're next on someone's hit list. Okay? What is this? A next Cambodia? Who's the next Venezuelan Pol Pot? What the fuck, dude? Shit. Um, look, this is getting fucking out of hand here, folks. This is getting out of hand. And I mean out of fucking hand, okay? Out of hand. Um, this is nuts. This is absolutely nuts, man. Absolutely nuts here, okay, folks. Look, it's not good at all. It's not good at all, man. Not good at all. Because if you stop to think, I will bet someone $20. Okay, I will bet someone $20 to prove me wrong. Okay. Now look, Trump is going to fail. He will fail getting Greenland. Okay. Denmark is a NATO country. Okay. Denmark is a NATO country. And if Trump's going to think he's going to get Greenland, he's stupid. Donald Trump is fucking stupid, dude. Look, I know we have things that we did over there in Greenland decades ago, but look, just because we have a conflict there Just because we have some bases there, some don't mean that it gives us our government the right to go in and take Greenland. Okay, look, Greenland is a Danish territory. Okay, Donald Trump, you are a stupid motherfucker, man. You are the most stupidest son of a bitch alive right now. You have military leaders telling you, fuck no, dude, we ain't doing this shit. Look, you will have the military saying, look, we're not going to do this. We're not going to do this. You're going to have NATO come in to protect Greenland, okay? Because people are saying, look, asshole, you got Maduro, but how come you didn't get Netanyahu? Huh? Oh, that's right. You're protecting him from the world courts, you cunt. My question is, how come nobody in Israel who don't agree with the guy don't go up and say, boom? I want to see the front page of any newspaper, of any news outlet anywhere in the world. Breaking news: Netanyahu dies. They'll say a member of the IDF and Mossad took out the half Polish, half Jewish cocksucker. Because here's why they won't. Here's why they are. Here's why Trump's protecting Netanyahu. Okay, even though he has a arrest warrant on his ass by the world courts. Look, the world courts have a worldwide arrest warrant for Netanyahu. Now, Netanyahu may talk tough in front of the cameras and shit, but in his mind, he knows in the back of his mind that he can be either captured or assassinated. That's why he wants to bomb Iran. Why? Because he wants the United States to go to war with Iran. Why? Why is that? Why do you want to go? Why do you want to have the United States and Iran in a war? Okay? We got people in our government and also in our military that don't like Netanyahu. The CIA hates Mossad. The CIA hates Netanyahu. John Kiriakou says the CIA never trusted the Mossad. Never did. The world don't trust Mossad. The world don't trust Israel because of Netanyahu. The president of Israel, he got his ass roasted on live TV by the president of Pakistan. Dude, dude, if you're the president of Israel and you got your ass handed to you by the president of Pakistan, dude, you are a bitch, man. You are a bitch. That dude made you his bitch, man. And if the president of Pakistan made you his bitch, and you're sitting there as a president of Israel, you become that guy's bitch, man. Yeah. You know, and it is funny, big time. It is funny because the thing is, when you realize when you have a guy, okay, who wants to bomb Iran, who's done nothing to Israel, okay, done nothing to anybody, within the last week or so, or whatnot. I say leave Iran alone. Leave Iran alone, dude. Leave them alone. They've been picking on Iran since 1953, and the reason why in '79 that they took hostages on that plane was revenge for what they did 26 years ago, years prior. The CIA, MI6 went in there, and because President Mossadegh nationalized the oil in Iran, Britain and the United States wanted a piece of the pie. They said, fuck you, ain't gonna happen. They sent in MI6, they sent in the CIA, they forced the people of Iran to remove the guy and put in the Shah of Iran, the Shah. What the fuck is the Shah? What the Shah? What the fuck is the Shah, man? Huh? Is there anybody in Israel that has the balls to take out Netanyahu? I tell you what, you can have a arrest warrant for him all you want, but that cocksucker will be protected by the United States. Our government is Israel's bitch right now. Trump is Netanyahu's bitch. Yes, Donald Trump is Netanyahu's bitch. Yes, I said it. I turned it up to 16. Yes, I said it. Donald Trump is Netanyahu's bitch. Yes, yes, Mr. President, you are Netanyahu's bitch. You are Netanyahu's bitch. There, I said it. I said it. Donald Trump is Netanyahu's bitch. There, I said it. I will bet $20 to anybody to prove me wrong. Yeah. Let's see here. Let's copy. Okay. Tell you what, man. I mean, like, dude, Trump will not succeed, dude. I mean, Greenland should be left alone. Okay. So, I mean, the thing is, what the fuck, right? What the fuck, dude? We got. I mean, what? I mean, we have. I mean, look. Come on, look. We've colonized Puerto Rico. Okay. We've colonized Puerto Rico, right? Denmark went to Greenland 500 years ago, right? Trump says just because you land a boat there don't mean it's yours. No, but there's agreement. There's agreement 500 years ago. Agreement there. Denmark don't control Greenland, okay? But it is a territory of Greenland, a NATO country, okay? Now, the thing is, we have Guam, we have Puerto Rico. So the thing is, look. Think. Here's the honest truth here. The government of Puerto Rico can't do shit unless our government says so, right? The president of Puerto Rico can't do shit unless our government says so. A Latin country that's an island, Puerto Rico, right? Can't do shit unless our government says so. They talked about wanting to make Puerto Rico the 51st state. Uh, does anybody remember? Does anybody remember the history of Hawaii? How a bunch of dumbass white people, greedy ass white people, took over Hawaii, dethroned a Hawaiian monarchy and shit. Right? They dethroned a Hawaiian monarchy. Most of the people of Hawaii want to secede from the Union and no longer be a state. They want to be an island again, but they can't because our government says that's our island now. No, you stole it. You stole Hawaii. You forced the monarchy to basically bow down to greedy ass fucking white people and shit. And it was voted by Congress to make it a state. Now they want to make a Republican. A Republican, a Republican wants to make Greenland. Look. Look. Randy Fine, Representative Randy Fine, introduced Greenland. And look, on Monday today, Representative Randy Fine introduced the Greenland Annexation and Statehood Act, authorized President Trump to acquire Greenland and expedite its statehood. Backers cite U.S. Arctic security and shipping lane control as a rational with Randy Fine framed it to block China and Russia. U.S. Security Secretary of State Mark Rubio plans talks with the Kingdom of Denmark this month. The bill authorized President Trump to negotiate with the Kingdom of Denmark and requires reporting to the United States Congress on expediting Greenland statehood, making it the least populated state. Because Greenland is part of, look, check out. Because Greenland is part of the Kingdom of Denmark, the proposal risks straining ties with the NATO ally, while France, the UK, and Germany is working to protect Greenland and keep preempt U.S. moves. If enacted, the plans would reshape global geopolitics by shifting control of the Arctic sea lanes and security, positioning the United States to set rules amid competition from Russia and China. Survey says bullshit. Look, you think the Kingdom of Denmark is going to allow this? No. No. No, 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 no. Okay. White House Press Secretary Caroline Levitt on Monday said that there was not a timeline for the U.S. to take over Greenland. Fuck that bitch. President Trump has not said timeline, but it's definitely the priority for him. No, it's not. It ain't the priority for him. It's a priority for the oil and gas companies, right? That shit. I think the president was very clear last night. She continued. He said that he wants to see the United States acquire Greenland because he feels if we do not, then it will eventually be acquired, or perhaps also take over. Look, this is bullshit. Okay, Russia don't want Greenland. China don't want Greenland. Okay. On Sunday, Senator Chris Murphy, Democrat of Connecticut, said that the U.S. taking action to acquire a Greenland by force would finish the NATO alliance. It would be the end of NATO, Murphy said in an appearance on NBC Meet the Press after being asked by host Kristen Walker what would happen if the United States went ahead with this action. Look, Donald Trump will be the most hated U.S. president ever, ever, along with George W. Bush and Joe Biden. Look, the Kingdom of Denmark will not allow a takeover. Okay, Donald Trump's doing this. Okay, because he's doing it for the military industrial complex. Plain and fucking simple. Folks, that's a fact, man. The Kingdom of Denmark will not allow this, okay? Denmark is a NATO country that's protecting Greenland, okay? And you think that Greenland's going to be acquired by the U.S.? No. It has nothing to do with the Arctic bullshit or whatever it is. It's about control of someone's sovereignty, okay? We have assholes in our government that does not like the word sovereignty, okay, or independency. Why Greenland's vast natural look? Why Greenland's vast natural resources won't necessarily translate into huge profit? The U.S. is saber rattling over Greenland once again. The vast island's natural resources are back on the agenda a year after then. U.S. National Security Advisor Michael Walt announced this is about critical minerals, that is about natural resources. Greenland is endowed with both fossil fuel and raw material. It possesses at least 25 out of the 34 raw material considered critical by the European Union. The EU's 2024 Critical Raw Materials Act seeks to improve the European supply security of these, and both Trump and EU want to weaken China's dominance in the trade. Meanwhile, vast reserves of oil are found offshore across eastern and western Greenland. Venezuela's oil. Now they want to take their oil. The value of the resources is hard to estimate as the price of oil and critical raw materials fluctuate widely like the Venezuela's oil. It will take an enormous amount of money to build the infrastructure needed to mine the natural resources in Greenland. Mining and fossil fuel projects are capital intensive, require large upfront investments for who? Require large upfront investments with a long lead time before project yields profits. Outside its capital, Nuuk, there is almost no road infrastructure in Greenland and limited deep water ports for large tankers and container ships. Around the world, private mining and fossil fuel corporations can exploit public infrastructure such as roads, ports, power generations, housing, specialized workers to make an operation profitable. In Greenland, huge capital investment would be required to extract the first truckload of minerals and the first barrel of oil. Look, we have oil here. We have oil here. Why not drill our own oil here at our home here, man? Why do we gotta go to the country and take their shit? Foreign companies have tried to set up a variable mining industry in Greenland for decades with very little show for it. Indeed, contrary to United States President Trump assertion, American corporations had a long opportunity to Greenland enter Greenland's mining sector. The capital intensify twinned with extremely harsh climate conditions, being that so far no firm has begun commercial mining activities. Greenland's Natural Resources Minister, Naja Nathanielson, said in 2025 that she wanted mining to become very good, stable supplement to the country's overwhelming dependence on fishery industry. Yet in 2021, Greenland's new socialist Inuit government banned uranium mining on pollution grounds. Australian companies Energy Transition Minerals (ETMs) in Greenland and Denmark in 2023 for 76 billion kroner, equivalent to almost 4 times Greenland's GDP. Look, if Greenland wants to deny people their shit, they have a right to. I have a feeling. Okay, I have a feeling, and I will be honest here, guys. I will sit here and be honest with you guys how I feel about this. If Trump is denied, if the kingdom if the kingdom of Denmark says no and fuck off, I have a very sick feeling that Trump was sent in the military. That he will send in people to put this scare on the people of Greenland. That is the very sick feeling I have. And it is a very sick feeling I have. And it is. But I don't think he'll succeed though. But of course, he'll do what he wants to do. He will bypass Congress, and he will do what he wants to do. George H.W. Bush did it. Obama did it. So did Joe Biden. Well, what the fuck? What the fuck, man? Shit. This is no more than a this is fucking stupid, dude. This is actually fucking stupid, dude. Really fucking stupid. Because the thing is, look, he said word for word, we're going to take Greenland whether they like it or not. We got to do it before Russia. Look, Russia and China don't want Greenland. They have no plan for Greenland because Greenland is a territory of Denmark. And Donald Trump needs to watch out too, because there's people that do want to take his ass out because they don't like the guy. They don't like the way he's running the United States, man. They do not like how Donald Trump is running the United States. And as a world leader, you have to be careful what you do and what you say, because the thing is, other countries will retaliate. You know, and it's dangerous. But I have a feeling that Denmark will say, no, fuck you, Orange Man. Get the fuck out of our territory. Don't even think about coming back. Don't even think about that shit, man. It's about controlling the fishing industry. It ain't about it's not about, okay? It's not about preventing Russia or China, okay? It's about controlling the fishing industry. It's about controlling what is sovereign and independent, but also protected by Denmark, okay? A NATO country. Now, Trump has realized there are NATO countries that will come to the aid if necessary. Donald Trump is a little bit, and also Netanyahu's bitch. President Trump is Netanyahu's bitch. Yes, Trump is the bitch of Netanyahu. So, all right, folks, my name is Revan Ordo, spelled REVANORDO, and this has been the Anonymous Mando'Ade Network. If you're new to this channel, like, subscribe, comment below, hit the bell for notification, and always live healthy, happy, and wise. I love you guys. And we'll see you next time. We will all see you next time in the next video. Peace out. Godspeed. Buddha bless.